Ladies, thank you both for joining me very much. These stats are shocking, but Jo, I would say that if you have any young people in your life, not remotely surprising, if you know what I mean. Why is this happening to younger people? Why are they having such complicated relationships with food?
Yeah, it's not that shocking or surprising, but it's worrying because what they're essentially doing is flagging up the bit before it turns into a full-blown eating disorder. So they're looking at young people's relationship with food, which is not good. I mean, there's a number of reasons. One is, general stress and anxiety. There's a bit of overspill from COVID lockdown where people felt they had control over their lives and they were very fearful. And obviously all their schooling at that time, education, was interrupted. But also there's a lot going on social media. There's a lot of hashtags that might be a girl's name or something seemingly innocent, but actually what they are telling you how to do these things, how to basically achieve an eating disorder, how to be thin. When you're thin, you're successful and you'll be happy. And it's this, I think, coming from social media that's particularly worrying. It's regulated to a degree, but these hashtags, which we won't necessarily know, but young people do, it's a lot of peer group pressure basically coming in from TikTok, YouTube, whatever it may be.
If I can come to you, Monica, we all have,
yes,
don't we, I would say, an emotional relationship to food in some way. What's going wrong for these young people, would you say?
Yes, good morning, Bev. This is really a shocking survey, and again, I kind of echo what Jo said. I'm not surprised by this survey, but I'm very worried by it. And this is a young generation who are now looking at food in a totally different way. They're not even enjoying food. I see so many young people now who are more worried about the food, but not exactly the types of food they're eating, just how that food is going to make them look. Is it going to make them put on weight? They're not eating because they don't want to put on weight. So we have a real problem now with the relationship just with food. And we all need food. There's no such thing as unhealthy food. Every food that we have will have some kind of nutritional value. But the children have kind of lost this. And this survey, Bev, was done, I think the ages were between 7 and 24. And it was just under 3,000. So this was a very broad survey, and to discover that nearly 3/4 of the girls in particular have some kind of problem, and the way that they call that is something like they might feel ashamed because they're eating too much. They may feel ashamed because they're not eating enough. It might be because their body appearance, they're not happy with their appearance. It could be stress, it could be anxiety. But of course, all these things, all these problems will have then a much higher risk of them actually leading to an eating disorder like anorexia or bulimia, for example, which are very serious eating disorders.